What did I say? Hmm? Was I right or was I right? But anyway, before I get to that, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that yellow button over there. Thanks. And for all the people that are subscribed, remember to rate, comment. Let me know what you thought about this episode of Raw. This big, grand, super commercial-free episode of Raw. The beginning of the Trump era. Well, it did mark the beginning of the Trump era, but it also marked the end of the fucking Trump era. He was, in and out with the quickness. Vince McMahon ends up buying Raw back from Donald Trump for twice the price that he ended up paying for it. But in the process, Donald Trump makes a complete and total fucking joke of Raw, total joke of WWE. Vince McMahon, Donald Trump in the ring. Donald Trump is, saying, oh, you know what? I'm not picking a general manager. I don't care about general managers. That's not something big for me. But earlier in the night, he announced that he was going to give the audience that was on hand, he was going to give them refunds and everything. So the audience didn't give a fuck about Raw. They didn't give a fuck about the general manager. They didn't give a fuck about Ric Flair. Oh, they're like, woo, yeah, fuck Raw. I'm getting my money back. Last week I wanted a general manager, but I'm getting my money back this week. Fuck it. I don't care. And Donald Trump, he announces that, you know what, I'm not picking a general manager. Crowd is like, woo, yeah. He announces that, you know what, instead of a general manager, we're going to have a celebrity host come in each week to host the episode of Raw. Crowd's like, woo, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting at home like, I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not getting my fucking money back. So, I'm not getting the 2 hours that I ended up wasting watching this back. So I'm going to speak the truth. If I wanted to see if I wanted to see a celebrity host, a variety show, I would look at Saturday Night Live. I don't look at WWE to see hosts come on here. Yeah, we're going to have a great night tonight. And we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Fuck that. I don't watch Raw to see that. But, end up Vince McMahon buying Raw back. And in the process, Donald Trump buries the whole fucking show. He's like, you know what? This is peanuts to me. I have a lot of people I have billionaires willing to buy this back. I have billionaires willing to buy Raw from me. Basically, Donald Trump, it seemed like he only bought Raw to flip it like a real estate investment. You go in, make a couple of changes, and then sell it to somebody for twice the price you paid for it. No emotional connection whatsoever, just in and out. I said this storyline would fail. I said that, hopefully they were just bringing Donald Trump in for publicity. He's going to be in just to promote this commercial-free episode of Raw and be out. I said it was going to be corny. I said it was going to be cheesy. I said it would have been better if Vince actually made the storyline serious, picking somebody that was connected to the wrestling business. But all of that totally and completely failed. No, actually, all of that was true. All that I said was true. It was corny. It was cheesy. I didn't know if I was watching Raw or instead of calling it WWE, they should have just called it KFC. Because instead of airing commercials, they just had a big fucking commercial throughout the whole night. A big grilled chicken commercial. Every 2 seconds they're talking about grilled chicken and grilled chicken. Oh, don't mess with my grilled chicken. Don't eat my grilled chicken. You have to pay me for my grilled chicken. Grilled chicken. Grilled chicken. Shut the fuck up talking about grilled chicken. I haven't even tried it yet. I don't even want to try it now. Because they talked about it so damn much. But, yeah. And in place of the time that they would usually spend on the commercials, they had Vince making his way to the arena and the hijinks that ensued with him making his way to the arena and the crazy stuff that happened when he made his way to the arena. I didn't know if I was watching Raw or watching Alice in Wonderland, because that's what it seemed like, Vince in Wonderland, because Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz, because every little which way and step along the path he meets some kind of freak, some kind of geek, and he ended up trying to get a piggyback ride from his chauffeur to the fucking arena, and he ended up meeting Santina, and Santina ended up getting fired, and a product placement for McDonald's, because Santino's like, McMahon and Donald, you should combine forces and call yourself McDonald, And Anyway, the next Vince meets Hornswoggle and Goldust. Then he meets Festus and all types of crazy crap. There were a couple of good things to come out of this episode, like the last man standing match between Randy Orton and Triple H for the WWE Championship. Even though it ended in a draw with Randy Orton retaining his championship, it was a pretty good match. And yeah, like when Randy Orton went to go do the RKO on Triple H on the announcer's table, the table didn't break, but Triple H used that as leverage to meet the 10 count and not get himself, not end up losing the match. But the match ended. They go over to the stage. Well, they go up the ramp to the stage, which I must say the stage is significantly smaller than what it used to be. It used to be like 15 feet high in the air. It probably wasn't even as tall as the wrestlers now. But yeah. Anyway, Randy Orton goes to try to attempt a sick RKO on Triple H from a ladder, but Triple H, he counters that. Then Triple H throws the ladder at Randy Orton, delivers a pedigree, but in the process of taking out Randy Orton, he aggravated the injury to his knee that Randy Orton has been working on for the whole match, and neither guy could answer the 10 count. Both of them, the match ended up being a draw. Another highlight, and this isn't really actually a highlight because I know, for this to manifest, it's going to be a couple of years down the line. But Dolph Ziggler, he was involved in a 6-man tag match. Rey Mysterio, the Great Khali, and Jeff Hardy versus Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, and Edge. Dolph Ziggler, he was, the odd man out, but he was in good company because all of those guys that he was in a match with were former world champions. So Dolph Ziggler, things are going to be looking up for him, but I know that's not going to be for years down the line. A couple of matches made for the Great American Bash. John Cena versus The Miz, and Triple H versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship once again, but this time it's going to be a 3 stages of hell match. Vince McMahon personally announces the match to Randy Orton face to face, and I'm thinking to myself, why the hell would you put these two guys face to face, knowing all of the history that they have with each other, knowing that Triple H and Randy Orton's feud was directly tied to Vince McMahon and the rest of the McMahon family. Because without the McMahon family, Triple H, Randy Orton feud would be useless. But they put these two guys face to face. Randy Orton, he didn't kick Vince's ass. Vince wasn't scared of Randy Orton. Why would you put these two guys face to face and basically make all of the build up in that whole McMahon versus Orton feud useless? But they do it anyway, and I'm just gonna end this video right here. The Donald Trump buying Raw, a total fucking fail. Besides it being horrible storyline wise, WWE stock ended up dropping when it was announced that Donald Trump bought it. The fucking stock investors, probably college educated, but end up being dumbasses because they don't know the difference between real life and storyline. Then the SEC is supposed to be investigating WWE because they made it seem like it was official, but obviously the college educated people in the Security and Exchange Commissions are dumbasses also because they don't know the difference between real and storyline. The media doesn't know the difference between real and storyline, and this episode is just filled with dumbasses, and who can forget the Kentucky Grilled Chicken? And I'm gonna end this episode, not an episode, just a video. Just bye.